Wrigleyville buzzing with Michiganders this week. The Tigers are here for interleague play as WGN Sports on the U brings you Chicago Cubs baseball. Game 2 of a 3-game interleague series. The Cubs taking the opener for their second consecutive win, 4-3 the final last night. And hi again, everyone. Bob Renly and Len Casper. Wind blowing in, so a little brisk out here, but another nice night for baseball. And the big news yesterday, Rudy Jaramillo replaced by James Rowson as the Cubs hitting coach. And it's going to take a while for this new philosophy to kind of sink in, but we certainly liked what we saw last night.
Last night was a real good preview of what the Cubs are hoping to get to at some point in the very near future. Force that opposing starting pitcher to work hard, which they did last night. Cut down on their first pitch swings. Consequently, got deeper at bats, got better pitches to hit, and drew 7 walks in the ball game, 2 intentional, 4 of the 5 unintentional walks scored.
Cubs may need to change the schedule around to get Matt Garza more starts at home. It's been a while, but he's been a lot better here than on the road.
No question about it, and we both feel it's because he controls when the game starts, but you can see the numbers, what he's done here at Wrigley, as opposed to on the road. Winless in his last 6 starts, 3 no decisions, 3 losses.
Sinker baller Rick Porcello goes for the Tigers tonight, and he's given up some first inning runs.
And he too is winless in his last 6 games started, 4 no decisions and 2 losses. Something's got to give tonight.
Well, the Cubs lost their first 5 against the American League this year, but they look for their 3rd consecutive win in interleague play. We'll have the first pitch and all the action coming up from beautiful Wrigley Field next. Baseball brought to you by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Pepsi Max. Visit MLB.com/Pepsi Max for your chance to play ball against some of the greatest baseball legends of all time. Let the games begin at MLB.com/Pepsi Max. The Illinois Lottery. Do you believe in the power of possibility? The Illinois Lottery. Anything's possible. And by Ford, manufacturers of more fuel-efficient vehicles than any other brand. Check them out at your local Ford store or online at localfordstores.com. Chicago Cubs baseball in beautiful, sparkling high definition, I added the adjectives, is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports.
And time to take a look at tonight's Mazda drive to victory. What the Cubs need to do tonight is win one for Matt Garza. They made Ryan Dempster wait a long time for his victory that he got on that last road trip. Matt Garza's gone 6 starts without a win. Let's get him one tonight. And for the Tigers, they need to follow the advice of Archie Bell and the Drells from Houston, Texas. They not only dance, but they sing just as good as they walk. They need to tighten up their defense. Rick Porcello, a guy that gives up nearly 2 ground balls per fly ball out, made 2 errors in the ball game last night, kicked a couple of other balls around. They need to tighten it up. Drive to Victory brought to you by your local Chicagoland Mazda dealers. See your Chicagoland Mazda dealer for a test drive today at driveamazda.com.
And a reminder, tonight's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting, provided by WRTO, La Tremenda, Chicago's Spanish language sports leader. Let's listen in on Omar Ramos and Hector Fabregas.
Es decir, 2 victorias, 4 derrotas y una efectividad de 3.99. Algo que queremos reportar aquí a través de esta transmisión es que en lo que fuera la batería de...
So Omar and Hector have the call in Spanish tonight. And another gorgeous night. The wind is blowing in once again. Let's check in on tonight's umpiring crew. Larry Vanover will work the plate. Tony Randazzo is at first. The crew chief is Brian Gorman. He's at second. Todd Titchener is at third. Slight breeze blowing in. 66 degrees. Very similar conditions to what we saw last night. Yeah, very refreshing. That's a good way to put it.
And because of the 2 concerts here at Wrigley Field while the team was on the last road trip, some damage in the outfield. Roger Baird and his ground crew have worked feverishly to try to patch the areas that need patching, but you can clearly see where some of the areas were underneath the stage or seating areas, and haven't heard too many complaints up to this point. We haven't seen it affect play in the ball game last night, so hopefully that'll be the same.
We'd love to hear from you as always. Keep in touch. You can email us, LennonBob@Tribune.com, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. And there's an interesting offer on Facebook and Twitter regarding the Hot Stove Cool Music. You'll hear about that a little bit later on, but if you want to get in early, go to our Facebook and Twitter pages to find out more. Let's look in on Jim Leyland's Tiger lineup. Austin Jackson with a couple of big hits in his last 2 games to tie the game, including last night. Brennan Bosch is in right, Miguel Cabrera at third, Prince Fielder at first. You have Delman Young in left, Johnny Peralta with the 2 critical errors in the 8th last night. Gerald Laird's the catcher, Ramon Santiago's the second baseman, and the pitcher, Rick Porcello.
And let's check out how the Cubs take the field defensively tonight. Behind Matt Garza, brought to you by Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. Soriano, Campana, and DeJesus left to right across the outfield tonight. Ian Stewart, a late scratch at third base. Joe Mather will take his place there tonight. Starlin Castro, Darwin Barney once again make up the double play combo up the middle. Brian LaHare at first base. Steve Clevenger behind the plate for right-hander Matt Garza.
Talked about Garza's been really good here at Wrigley Field. Going back to June 27th, almost a calendar year. Last year, his ERA at home, 1.89. This is his first start at Wrigley Field since May 16th. Almost a month in between home starts. 4 on the road in the interim. 3 losses and a no decision. And pretty good his last 2 times out.
Yeah, last time out against the Brewers on that last road trip, went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits and 2 runs. He only walked 1 batter, struck out 6, received a no decision in what turned out to be a 10-inning loss to the Brewers, 4-3. And there is some familiarity, as you can imagine. Matt Garza spending the time he did in Tampa Bay. Some of these Tiger hitters have seen him quite a bit. Victor Martinez on the disabled list has 29 career at-bats. Johnny Peralta, the shortstop tonight, with 22. They are more familiar with Matt Garza than maybe some of the other pitchers on the Cubs staff.
Faced the minimum 27 batters in his no-hitter against Detroit at Tropicana Field a couple of years ago. And Bob, June 13th has been good to the Cubs the last 2 years. June 13th, 2010, the Cubs beat the White Sox 1-0. June 13th, 2011, the Cubs beat Milwaukee 1-0.
Nice. Well, score one.
Center fielder Austin Jackson tied the game with a 2-run single in the 7th last night. And he takes a strike. He tied the game Sunday in Cincinnati. Fouled back. Go back to that game on Sunday. It was a 2-run double in the 8th that tied that game. The Tigers would go on to win it. This is 0-2. Jackson fouled that one off his foot.
So got him on the back foot. Need a lot more of that nowadays. I don't recall during my playing days more than a handful of times in 9 years guys fouling the ball off their back foot. It's something to do with the approach at the plate. Hitters are better. They can do that now. Back in my day, we could only foul them off our front foot.
Still a lot of sunshine if you're in the bleachers in right or in the upper deck down the right field line. Going outside on the slider.
Or very soon on the first base side of the infield. We saw Larry Vanover working first base last night. Much like that lady is doing, shielding his eyes, trying to watch that pitcher on the mound. But it usually only lasts about an inning or so, and then the lights take over.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and a fastball registering at 95 miles an hour.
Matt Garza's fastball in that particular bat everywhere from 91 to 95 miles per hour. Something we haven't seen a lot of from Matt Garza, that change in velocity on his fastball. He's normally a max effort guy, tries to throw as hard as he can all the time. I like to see that slight adjustment. There's a big difference between 91 and 95 when you're standing in that batter's box.
Here's a right fielder, Brennan Bosch. 1 for 4 last night. Cubs won it on an error in the 8th inning by Johnny Peralta. Cubs got Matt Garza from Tampa Bay in January of last year. He was a tough luck pitcher last year. He finished 10-10, but had a 3.32 earned run average. 2 innings shy of 200. And a career high 197 strikeouts. Just missed. Last night's Cub win was the first one in a while against Detroit. July 7th, 2001 at Comerica Park was the Cubs' previous win, so they snapped a 7-game losing streak. Usually about 3 years in between meetings.
See, on our Xfinity pitch tracks, Matt Garza really hasn't thrown a ball in the strike zone yet to Brennan Bosch, but has been very aggressive, hacking at a lot of borderline pitches, pulled that one into his own dugout.
Wind will push this one into about the 6th row right behind the Cubs bullpen. Another huge crowd tonight. Going to be that way the rest of the week. Boston comes in starting Friday. And then the Cubs' next road trip starts on the south side. I love those road trips where you can sleep in your own bed.
Yeah. I think Matt Garza ought to just wind up and throw one right down the middle. Oh, that's good too. Break a ball in the dirt.
Throw to LaHare from Clevenger. Yeah, how about that sequence?
Yeah, pitch number 1 and pitch number 6 possibly on the edges of the strike zone, but none of the other deliveries even close. Brennan Bosch, however, making Matt Garza throw a boatload of pitches to get him out.
It's a little more difficult now with Cabrera and Fielder. One fouled away by Miguel Cabrera. They have combined for 23 homers and 91 RBIs. But they went combined 2 for 8 last night. You take that every game against Detroit. Well, that's a pitch. If Garza gets that call all night, he might be untouchable. That is a great pitcher's pitch.
Well, if Rick Porcello gets that pitch all night, it's going to be a tough night. I mean, this ball is bottom of the knees, edge of the plate at best.
Big Prince Fielder. Had some big games here at Wrigley Field. That's when he was a Milwaukee Brewer and his hitting coach was Dale Swaim. Inside 2-2.
It's the highest compliment you can pay an opposing hitter, Len, when you go over the various guys in the advance meeting is you can't pitch him any one way. You have to move the ball in, out, up, down, and Cabrera certainly fits that mold. He's not a guy you can stay in one zone of the plate or with one particular pitch. You've really got to mix it up, give him a bunch of different looks.
Garza, filthy stuff early on. He strikes out the side to start it. Brought to you by Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. Campana Castro de Jesus, who has Had a lot of previous experience against tonight's Tigers starter. Alfonso Soriano in left, Brian LaHair at first. Steve Clevenger catches. Darwin Barney's at second. Joe Mather in for Ian Stewart, who's bothered by that sore left wrist, and Matt Garza, the pitcher.
Take a quick look at the Tigers defensively tonight. Delman Young, Austin Jackson, Brennan Bosch left to right across the outfield. It'll be Cabrera, Peralta, Santiago, and Fielder third to first across the infield. Gerald Laird doing the catching again tonight for right-hander Rick Porcello. Extreme ground ball pitcher. He does give up a lot of base runners, a lot of base hits. 87 knocks. I believe that ranks 5th in the American League.
And a first pitch strike on Tony Campana. This should be a good matchup for Tony in that Porcello's right-handed. He's a ground ball pitcher, and Tony wants to hit the ball on the ground and use his speed. Checked his swing, but he didn't check it enough. Todd Titchener rings him up 0-2. Tony leads the majors with 21 stolen bases. He had 3 last night. And if he got a piece of that, he should be out, right? Was that not a bunt attempt?
Yeah.
Boy, the Tigers are not going to argue. Or, well, Jim Leland will. Yeah, he should be out. If it hit his bat, he's out. And he is. It's a right call.
It just took Larry Vanover a long time to make the proper call.
So a strange first out, and here comes Starlin Castro. And a rare 0 for 5 night last night. See that strikeout pitch. Well, 4 batters, 4 strikeouts. Now we should know, while Castro did go 0 for 5, it was his ground ball that won the game. He hustled down the first base line. Johnny Peralta's throw pulled Prince Fielder off the base. Castro safe. Cubs get a run. Cubs win. I think he's going to have a big night tonight, Bob. You know why?
Tell me.
Well, I looked at his daily batting average. He has been in the 300s. He hasn't been under 300 since April 12th. Okay, that's 2 straight months he's been in the 300s. Last week or so, every time he's dipped down near 300 and he comes in at 302, he puts up a 2 for 4 or 3 for 5. 3-1. Well, I'm predicting a big night from Starlin.
I like it.
Because he's not a 297 hitter. He's a 300 hitter.
That's like when you go bass fishing, Len. If you hook a bass and you reel it back in, as it gets close to the boat, it panics. Tries to get away again. Well, that's how Starlin feels about going below 300. He's getting close to the boat. Time to get some hits.
Another 3-2 on the ground. Peralta will get him this time. In case you're wondering, Castro in his rookie year hit exactly 300, 307 last year. And precariously close to 300 tonight. In fact, he's right at 300. Ball 1 on DeJesus. .378 career at bats against the Tigers for David. And he's hit .317. Well, let's get to know David DeJesus. That's right, born in Brooklyn. Went to Rutgers University. Was a 4th round pick of the Royals in 2000. And he was living in Wheaton, Illinois before he became a Cub. His wife, Kim, is from Wheaton and a lifelong Cub fan. So I'd say it worked out pretty well. Got to ask David what his commute's like these days. Wheaton is not right around the corner here. No. From the north side of Chicago. Two and one. 3 balls and a strike. After DeJesus signed with Kansas City, he actually missed a couple of seasons because of an elbow injury that he suffered in college. And he draws the walk. Porcello, 1st round pick back in 2007 out of West Orange, New Jersey. 14 wins as a rookie in 2009 when he was 20. He's only 23.
He's had 2 14 victory seasons, a 10-win season. He was a USA Today's High School Player of the World his senior year of high school.
The entire world?
The entire world. That's how good he was.
So he was a high school player of Earth. Well, why don't we say the universe? Are we leaving open the chance that there's a high school player of some unnamed planet in a different solar system?
He's not as good as Rick Porcello, though. He was 10-0 with a 1.18 ERA, struck out 112 batters in 71 innings as a senior at Seton Hall Prep back in West Orange, New Jersey. That's why you get named the High School Player of the Year.
1-1 on Soriano. His 999 career runs scored.
I just added the world part myself.
Oh, you did. I like that, though.
Well, we say it all the time. This guy's the hottest hitter on the planet, you know. Trying to expand it a little bit. The universe. The solar system.
Little blooper out into right for a base hit. DeJesus will head on over to third. Soriano has a 9-game hitting streak.
Eerily similar to the base hit that he got in the ball game last night on a broken bat. Hit a little floater over Prince Fielder's head into shallow right field. Nobody could get to it quickly enough. It dropped safely, as does this one.
First baseman Brian LaHare. Interesting. DeJesus and Soriano, the only 2 Cubs with previous at bats against Porcello. DeJesus walked and Soriano with the base hit. Right down the middle. .47th start at first base for LaHare. Inside corner. 1-2.
A little extra gas that time by Porcello. Normally he doesn't rely so much on velocity as movement. We've talked about that sinking fastball, how he gets so many ground balls, but occasionally he can reach back on that 4-seamer, get up into the mid-90s.
Change up in the dirt. Count even at 2 apiece. What a gorgeous night. We'll start heating up tomorrow. As LaHare foul tips. 2 strikeouts for Porcello as the Cubs strand 2. We're scoreless after 1.
Log on to WGNTV.com right now and click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while you're watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape, pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more.
Matt Garza struck out the side to begin the game as he faces Prince Fielder. Leading off the Tigers second. And ball 1 just outside. Cubs not putting on a big pole shift on the infield against Fielder. They do have Joe Mather way off the third base line. So the hole, Bob, is not near short. It's between second base and where Darwin Barney's playing.
Or right down the line on the left side of the field, which rarely happens off the bat of Prince Fielder.
Of those 11 home runs, 8 have come in 4 games. 4 two-homer performances. Swing and a miss. He could have swung at that pitch 3 times before it hit the mitt.
Nasty curveball. Starts up above the letters, ends up down around the knees. If you look at Prince Fielder's hits by direction, actually for a big man, sprays him around pretty good. You definitely want to bunch those infielders on the right side and play your shortstop up the middle of the field.
A jam shot single into center. leadoff hit for Fielder. He's just so strong.
One of the most powerful hitters in the game. Takes a vicious swing, and even when he mishits the ball, he's strong enough to muscle it into the shallow outfield for a base hit.
Getting advice from first base coach Tom Brookins. Gene Lamont across the way at third. And here's Delman Young, the left fielder. A couple of hits, including a double and a run for Young in game one. These two guys were once traded for one another. Delman Young and Matt Garza. Garza went to the Rays. Young went from Tampa Bay to Minnesota. November 28, 2007. Brendan Harris, Jason Pridey, and Delman Young for Jason Bartlett, Matt Garza, and Eduardo Morlan. Hey, Cub fans, tomorrow is Jersey Off Our Back Day at Wrigley Field. Don't miss the action. The Cubs battle the Tigers at 1:20. Throughout the game, autographed game-worn jerseys will be awarded to lucky fans and random seats, compliments of Majestic. If it happens in baseball, it happens in Majestic. Ideally, the jersey's given away after the game. Want the Cub players to finish the game with their jerseys on.
Yeah, you may end up with a dirty jersey. You get somebody like Reed Johnson or Tony Campana, Starlin Castro sliding around. Would you take it home and launder it, though? That's the question. If you had a game-used jersey. Yes.
That's just me. See if they can turn two here. Mather will feed Barney. Relay throw is going to be late.
Barney a little awkward with the footwork around the bag that time at second. The timing of the play was disrupted because Mather was playing so deep. By the time he got it there, Barney was off the wrong foot. I don't think they get Delman Young at first base either way.
Johnny Peralta with a line shot, base hit to right. Hacking at that first pitch. So 2 on with 1 out, and it's a catcher, Gerald Laird. Alex Avila on the disabled list, so Laird getting a lot of extra playing time. Avila out with a right hamstring strain. Garza's 0-1. Now 0-2 after the foul.
Hey, Gerald Laird is pretty much a career backup catcher, but Tony La Russa was glad to have him in St. Louis last year for their postseason run. He felt that Laird brought a touch of humor to a normally very business-like ball club down there in St. Louis. Laird calls himself G Money, kind of like Niger Morgan and Tony Plush.
Right. Good smother job by Clevenger. Jim Leland. You know, he was a catcher in the minor leagues, and the Tigers system never got above Double-A. Spent his first 18 years in pro ball in the Detroit organization. That hit Laird on the left hand, and the bases are loaded.
Looked like a four-seamer that caught him right on the point of the left elbow. Didn't really make much of an effort to get out of the way until after he was hit by that pitch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, off the funny bone. Nothing funny about it, though.
No.
That one came to bite. So they're loaded up for switch hitting Ramon Santiago, the second baseman. The pitcher, Porcello, is on deck. On the ground, not hit hard. Barney will have to throw to first, and the Tigers grab the lead 1-0.
A lot of first pitch hacking against Matt Garza here in this inning. Santiago got jammed badly, hit that slow roller to the right side. Well, Barney took a quick peek at second base because it was Gerald Laird running from first, but thought better of attempting a very risky double play. Instead took the sure out at first.
Swing and a miss by Porcello. 3 for 12 in his career with 2 RBIs, no walks, 5 strikeouts. Runners at second and third, a run in. 0-2. Just to follow up on Jim Leland, player, coach, minor league manager for almost 20 years in the Tiger organization. He was considered for the managerial job in 1979. They went with Les Moss instead. And the rest, as they say, is history. He was fired a couple of months in. Sparky Anderson replaced him. And eventually Jim Leland would end up in Detroit after many stops elsewhere. Garza gets Porcello on a flyout, and the Tigers get 1 to take the early lead. Possible moment. Let's go in a way back machine. The world champion Cubs 1907 as they beat the American League champion Detroit Tigers. Bob, it was a 5-game series and the Cubs swept them 4-0. How is that possible? Well, game 1 finished in a tie due to darkness at the West Side grounds in Chicago on October 8, 1907. A 3-3 tie in 12 innings. The Cubs would win the following year, 1908. Detroit would return the favor in 1935 and again in 1945. Anything's possible moment brought to you by the Illinois Lottery, who each day make anything possible. Steve Clevenger dribbles one foul down the first base line. 1-0 Detroit. Last time these two teams met in the World Series in 1945, the Cubs were playing here at Wrigley Field, while the Tigers made Briggs Stadium their home. It would have become known as Tiger Stadium. That splits the gap in left center. Jackson will get it back in. Clevenger will be safe at second.
A little bit of a risky go that time by Steve Clevenger, who hits that ball with authority toward the gap in left center field. Austin Jackson, we talked about him last night, one of the best defenders, covers as much ground as any center fielder in the game, but Clevenger challenges him and is able to get in safely with a leadoff double.
Brings up Darwin Barney. Cabrera infielder backs up now a few steps. He had been pulled in. Low and inside, ball one. Hit hard but foul. Base hit. Clevenger had to make sure it got through, so he'll advance to third. First two have reached. Throw missed the cutoff man, but Barney has to hold it first. Darwin Barney had 3 RBIs last night.
Well, once again, Len, it amazes me the number of third basemen playing against the Cubs that play in front of the base to take the bunt away from Darwin Barney. I can't remember the last time he tried to bunt for a base hit. But Cabrera was playing about even with the baseline and very close to the bag at third base that time, and Darwin just rolled it through that left side for a base hit. Playing normal depth, maybe a step or two further off the line, that's a relatively easy play for a third baseman.
By the way, just to keep things in the proper context, the Tigers are 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. The Cubs are 1 for 2, but it's 1-0 Detroit. That's because Santiago knocked in a run with a ground out, and Barney just singled, but Clevenger didn't score. So that particular note, runners in scoring position, doesn't always tell the truth. This will score a run. Joe Mather ties it up. The Cubs have 3 consecutive hits to open the inning. 1-1.
Sinker up, belt high on the inside part of the plate. Joe Mather wastes no time spanking that ball down into the left field corner. And you saw Jim Leland standing up in that first base dugout, flashing signs to his catcher and third baseman to let them know exactly where everybody's going to go as Matt Garza attempts to put down a sacrifice bunt. And in this particular situation, it should go to third base. There you go.
Well, Garza does his job nicely done. We'll go 5-4. You talked about Porcello's sinker being up in the zone against Joe Mather. Jim Leland has pounded home the idea of Porcello going to that sinker with men on base. He got beat on a changeup in his last start as Joey Votto hit a 3-run homer. And Leland said sinkers get ground balls, changeups get fly balls. When the sinker's not down, it usually ends up a hit. That one pulled foul. And won't get any easier tomorrow, as last year's American League Cy Young winner and MVP Justin Verlander will go. And I don't know if it's good or bad for the Cubs that he hasn't won in his last 4 starts. So Campana squared a bunt as Cabrera charged.
That's the second time that Porcello has come way inside when Tony Campana showed bunt. You may recall in his first at bat with 2 strikes, he showed bunt. The ball hit the bat. It was off the plate inside also.
Barney at third, Mather at second. Cubs have tied it, trying to take the lead. And they will. Throw goes to first. Out there. Campana gets an RBI. Barney in. It's 2-1.
Those middle infielders playing back. Anything that gets past the pitcher Porcello is going to be an easy RBI for Tony Campana. Pretty nice play by Ramon Santiago, going to his backhand side. Knew he had no time to waste. Gets it across there just in time to get Tony Campana.
Mather at third, 2 outs, and brings up Castro. Slider missed low. Porcello from the windup. Another slider outside. 2-0. Most of the rest of the major league schedule going on right now. There was one day game, and the Nationals swept the Blue Jays in Toronto. 6-2 the final today. Steven Strasburg had a cut on his middle finger, a slight cut, according to Davey Johnson. He got the win to go to 8-1. Right back to the mound. What a play by Porcello. That saved a run. But the Cubs get 2 and now lead 2-1. The upcoming Hot Stove Cool Music concert, which will be tomorrow night at Metro. Now, tickets were sold out, but there are actually a few seats that have been released. So there are a few tickets available. To go to metrochicago.com and also go to cubs.com/give if you'd like to make a donation to benefit Chicago Cubs charities and the foundation to be named later, Smashing Pumpkins, the Figs, Company of Thieves. We've got the All-Star Band, and we have 2/3. You know, you heard of 2/3 of an inning. It's 2/3 of Buffalo Tom, Bill Janovitz and Tom McGinnis, and they're in the booth with us right now. It's been 25 years and counting for Buffalo Tom, and Bill and Tom, thanks for stopping by, and we are so excited to have you guys here. Going to rock the house tomorrow night.
Well, Chicago has always been a great town for us. It really has, and every time we come here, we just feel so welcome, and it's just great to sort of combine our charities, the Red Sox and the Cubs charities here, the Red Sox Foundation, and it's all for a good cause, and it's going to be a great time.
And Bill is the lead singer and guitar player of Buffalo Tom. Tom is the drummer. You know, I don't even know the origin of the name of the band. Is it all you? Can you tell this story on the air, Tom?
Yeah, it's pretty clean. It's not a good story, really. But just a friend of ours came up with it. I think it's sort of a play on Buffalo Bill, and the joke was to name it after me, the shy drummer in the back, you know. And we never expected to be a band for
25
years and have that be our name. So it just stuck.
If you would have known you were going to be around 25 years, you probably would have spent a little more time thinking about the name.
You know what? Exactly. We would have done a lot of different things. Slowed down the beer intake, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
2-2 on Austin Jackson. Cubs lead 2-1 here in the third inning. Bill, how long have you been involved in Hot Stove Cool Music?
Well, I think it's been around now. I've sort of lost count, but it's been a dozen years at least. And you know, we started it right before Theo actually joined the team. I don't want to step on the game.
No,
here.
that's okay. It's TV. As Jackson grounds out.
Yeah, so it's been a dozen years or so, and you know, sort of there are people behind the scenes that do a lot more work than I do. I just get up and strap a guitar on and, you know, make some suggestions for bands and things like that.
I should note that while the name of the band is Buffalo Tom, at times it becomes Buffalo Theo, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I mean, I think as Buffalo Theo, we're probably more successful actually. So.
Use that name.
Brennan Bosch lays down a bunt, but it's going to kick foul. Well, partner, when you know, Bill and I play Words with Friends, and when Theo got hired by the Cubs, he said, "You just gained a new Cubs fan." Bill said he converted.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's when the interleague happens. Well, you know, I've still got to be a Red Sox fan, but well, you know, most of the time I can be a Cubs fan. But no, Theo joined Hot Stove. I can't even remember the year, probably 02 or 03, and he had his own band called Trouser. Ask him where he got that name.
Oh, we will.
So we said, why don't you ditch that band and join us? You know, we're playing with Peter Gammons. You could do a fake windmill, you know, on the guitar.
Most of our songs are only 3 chords anyway, so I mean, he caught on pretty quickly.
3 chords and the truth.
2 strikes on Bosch. Just missed the outside corner.
So, Lena and Bob, I hope you've been telling everybody in your audience that you're going to be strapping on the guitars and singing and playing with us as well, right?
We will be there tomorrow and jamming with you guys. And Bob bought a new guitar just for the night.
I got a new guitar for Father's Day, an early Father's Day gift.
Nice.
Wafted down the right field line. Long run to Jesus, and he'll have to play it on the hop. Bosch with a 1-out single.
So I will at least look like a rock star. I don't know if I'm going to play so much like a rock star, but it's through no fault of my axe. Let's put it that way.
Well, tell us what you got.
I got a new Telecaster. Real
nice.
Yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it tonight.
Well, you know that line you just said. It would be through no fault of your axe. Last year we had Derek. Well, this past winter we had Derek Trucks and Susan Tedeschi play with us, and we did an all Rolling Stones pre-show party the night before, and he came down and played my guitar. And I said, I don't think I've ever heard my guitar make noise like that. My guitar, I felt like my guitar was cheating on me with another woman. I said, another man, anyway.
1-0 on Miguel Cabrera. So we will hear some Buffalo Tom tunes tomorrow night, correct?
Yep. Theo knows a few, so those are the ones we're going to play.
Yeah, we're going to play.
Maybe some covers too.
Yeah, we're going to do some covers with Theo too.
Cabrera with a fly ball to right. DeJesus with a beat on it and makes the play. I'm excited the Figs will be involved as well. And they started up right around the same time you guys did, right? Right around 87.
Yeah, they're a little younger than us, but Mike Jett, one of the singers and the guitar player in the band, said he came to see us when he was like 16 years old or so, playing up in Albany. Yeah, and they're good friends of ours. And we've got Jenny D and the Delinquents, who are also Boston favorites. A real good show from them. And, of course, Smashing Pumpkins. I think everybody in Chicago knows who they are.
I think Billy Corgan might be hanging at the ballpark tonight, in fact, as he will get ready for the show tomorrow. So it starts around 8 o'clock or so, and it'll end about, what, 8 in the morning on Friday? I've heard it's legendary how late these shows can go. Well, we have a day game Friday, just remember that.
We're going to go right into the game. I'm going to bring you right over. Yeah, I mean, the thing about Boston is it closes down at 2 o'clock, you know, so Chicago's got the edge on us there. Oh,
yeah, if you want to stay out past 2, you could you could find a few places.
I'm getting a little low for that, you know. A day game at Wrigley sounds fine to me.
Cubs got a couple of runs in the second after Detroit grabbed the lead. Runner at first, 2 outs. And a called strike. So do Orsillo and Remy, do they play? You get the Boston broadcasters up there in January.
I haven't seen them.
Gotta find out.
There's a famous shot where Remy gets up on the Fenway counter, you know, and does air guitar,
and then he falls off his chair. They play it over and over all the time.
What about Peter Gammons? I know all baseball fans are familiar with Peter Gammons, and I think they would assume that being a rock star is kind of out of his element.
Well, anybody that's read Peter over the years, especially back in his heyday, you know, when he was writing the syndicated column every week, they know that every column was peppered with very obscure music references, as well as some not so obscure. And well, this guy can hit though, huh?
He's pretty good.
But we were taking the car back from the airport with Peter, and I don't know. I never know what to ask Peter to tell me more baseball stories or more rock and roll stories. He's got stories about sitting down with Buddy Guy. He's got stories about Emmylou playing guitar with him. He's got, you know, it's just crazy stories. He saw the Stones, what, 1966. I don't mean to age the guy, but he's got some amazing stories, and he can play guitar and sing.
And we will catch his playing and singing abilities tomorrow night again, right across the street at Metro on Clark, and we are all very excited about it. 3-2, Bosch on the move, and a ground ball to LaHare, and he will step on the bag. Bill and Tom, we'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for stopping by the booth tonight.
Thanks, Bob. Good to see you. Thanks, Len.
Nice job.
glass, always in moderation to life, love, and loot. And the greatest defenseman of all time, Chris Chelios, will conduct the stretch, hanging with Kerry Wood tonight. The Jesus, Soriano, and Leher against Porcello here in the bottom of the third. I'm excited for you to see guys from Buffalo Tom. One of the best live shows I've ever seen. Caught them at the Double Door a few years ago, and they will rock the house.
I'm really looking forward to it. I know exactly what he was talking about, giving his guitar to somebody who played considerably better than he did. When I was managing the Diamondbacks, I had a guitar in my office, and Dave Amato, lead guitar player for REO Speedwagon, was at the ballpark one day, stuck his head in the office and saw the guitar. That ball grounded to second, no problem. He picked that thing up, plugged it into the amp, and just like Jim said, it made noises I have never heard come out of that guitar before or since. It's amazing.
Here's Soriano, 1 for 1. Sinker misses the outside. 2-0. Porcello facing the Cubs for the second time in his career. Got a 5-3 win in Detroit in 2009. Just a little sliver of sunlight left in the far upper reaches of the upper deck. Although it's not really that far from the field. Back row here, pretty close to home plate.
And even though the wind continues to blow in here at Wrigley, not a real strong wind, not nearly as strong as we had last evening. Knocked down a few drives out into center field.
Cabrera will get Soriano. Hey, Cub fans, make sure you check out our WGN Baseball blog at WGNTV.com. It's brought to you by Jeff Vukovich, nationwide agent serving the area for 33 years. Contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. I have a post on all the interesting things going on this week here at Wrigley Field, and also hear Theo Epstein talk about the change at hitting coach and also the list of seventh inning singers to round out this homestand. Brian Leher swings at that 0-1 pitch, fouls it off. Rather, the first pitch to make it 0-1. So, Bob, I mentioned Steven Strasburg. Apparently, he was trimming his nail between innings, and that's when he cut his middle finger today. He did get the win in that game, but the big story out of Toronto, I think happened last night. Bryce Harper was asked by a local reporter about the drinking age there. It's 19, not 21. So, you're going to go out and celebrate. And the answer was, that's a clown question, bro. So that has gone viral. And I guess if you go online, you can already get a T-shirt with that line on it.
It's like, don't tase me, dude.
Right.
It's a clown question, bro. Well, I don't know Bryce Harper, but he'd be silly not to take advantage of that wonderful Canadian beer.
Well, I guess he's Mormon, so according to his religion, he couldn't do it anyway, but
there you go.
Fair enough question, I guess.
It's a clown question, bro.
Steve Clevenger on deck. And Clevenger will have to lead off the bottom of the fourth. But first, the top of the inning coming up. 2-1 Cubs.
TV is brought to you by Bud Light Lime-A-Rita, the ready-to-drink margarita with a refreshing twist of Bud Light Lime.
Gorgeous sunset. And the Cubs trying to make it 3 straight, leading 2-1 into the 4th inning. Young, Peralta, and Laird for the visitors. Swing and a miss. Strike liner caught by Barty. I want to wish Sydney Nicole Silas a very happy 8th birthday today. Well, we want to send out best wishes to Tommy Bagby, one of our WGN engineers. He's moving to Atlanta. And we wish Tommy the best.
Absolutely.
Peralta with a base hit on the first pitch he saw in the 2nd inning. Takes ball 1 this time. And it's a ground ball to Castro, gobbles it up and gets it. Well, keeping the music theme going here, Jim Leland, a pretty old school guy. We've talked whenever we've seen the Tigers about the fact that he doesn't use a laptop too much. He's as old school as it gets. You know that Jim Leland is a very good singer.
I did not know that.
He was recently on the MLB Network talking to Bob Costas, and I guess if he hadn't been in baseball, thought he might have been able to be in a band as a singer. Quote, I loved soft rock. I'm not into the rap too much, obviously. I'm a little old for that. I'd like to hear Jim Leland sing.
with a catcher to plate. It's a good time for our Xfinity Catcher Profile, protecting home for the Tigers from 1961 to 1976. Bill Freehan, born in Detroit, went to the University of Michigan. He was an 11-time All-Star. Member of the 1968 World Championship Tigers team, 5-time Gold Glove winner. My lasting memory of Bill Freehan was he wore a set of white catcher's gear to the All-Star game one season. Shin guards, chest protector, and mask. I thought that was really cool as a high school kid. Xfinity Home offers state-of-the-art features that help you stay connected to your home and family anytime, anywhere. Of course, I don't think the infielders thought it was so cool to be wearing white catcher's gear with a white baseball coming out of it. A lot of hard ground balls hit in an All-Star game, but hey, you see that all the time in the All-Star games, players wearing white shoes that don't normally wear white shoes. And glove companies come up with something to draw attention to their brand name, and Bill Freehan was just trying to be a little different, wore all white catcher's gear.
Called strike 3 to end the inning. Jim Price doing color on Tiger Radio was Freehan's backup back in the late 60s. Good to see Jim. 2-1 Cubs in the fourth. And guests this summer, why not bring them to the ballpark? The new Nuveen Investment Suites can accommodate anywhere from 15 to 55 guests and include food, beverage, and parking. To book your premier experience at the ballpark, visit Cubs.com/suites or call 773-404-4200. Cubs leading 2-1. Last night, a 4-3 win snapped a club record 12-game losing streak in one-run decisions. That was excruciating. They basically have shown that the ability to win or not win. Steve Clevenger with a base hit to right, rounding first. He's going to hold there. Clevenger had been struggling, but he's 2 for 2 tonight. Basically shown, Bob, that your one-run record is not particularly indicative of how good a team you are overall. One of the theories is good teams should blow people out a lot. So you may not win a lot of one-run games. Well, good teams just generally win. Bad teams generally lose. But as we said the other day, when you lose a lot of one-run games, you end up playing that what-if game a lot. What if we had made this one play? What if this one pitch had gone our way.
Or as a manager, what if I had played hit and run instead of sacrifice bunt? What if I had made that pitching change one batter sooner or one batter later? You can second guess yourself to death in those one-run games.
Darwin Barney with a base hit. Well, this is how the second inning started. Clevenger and Barney with back-to-back hits. I'm not sure what Gerald Laird and Rick Porcello are asking Larry Vanover, but they're having a conversation after that ball went into right.
I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. Darwin Barney just jammed a little bit with that inside-out swing. You saw the second base umpire right there, Brian Gorman, signaling safe. There must have been some contact between Fielder and Clevenger over there, but Brian Gorman, in his estimation, didn't affect the play whatsoever, so we play on. Yeah, maybe Laird was arguing that the ball almost hit the runner. Let's take a look here. Clevenger has to hold up momentarily to let the ball go past. Maybe that's what they were arguing, that the ball caught a piece of Clevenger's uniform as it went through into right field.
Well, going back to the Jim Leland comments to Porcello about, when in doubt, throw your sinker. Bob, he even added in the Detroit Free Press article that I read, he said, you can even tell them you're throwing it. You're a sinker ball pitcher. Even if they know it's coming, if you execute that pitch, you're going to get a ground ball. And he gets one. And it's going to go 6-3. As I was saying. And I think he's right. I mean, how many sinker ballers do you see? I mean, if they throw the pitch they want, there's not a whole lot a batter can do with it other than take it.
Yeah, occasionally you'll run up against a real good low ball hitter who handles a sinker ball pitcher well, but that's the exception rather than the rule. Most of the time you're going to do exactly what Joe Mather did. See the ball in the strike zone, looks like a good pitch to swing at. By the time your bat gets into the hitting zone, you catch the top part of the baseball because of the sinking action, hit the ball on the ground. Now occasionally those sinker ball pitchers will give up ground balls that find holes.
Yep.
But that's the curse of a sinker ball pitcher. You just take your chances, throw it up there, get ground balls, and hope your defense is in the right place.
Oh, 2 on Garza. And Porcello gets out of it. Cubs put the first 2 on, but could not add to their lead. Still 2-1 after 4. Securious Bank, member FDIC. Gorgeous sights here on June 13th. Partner, I got to correct you on something.
Uh-oh.
You were close. But as Scott Murphy reminds us on Twitter, it's don't tase me, bro.
Okay.
Not dude.
My bad.
You might have created a new phrase.
I don't think so.
Please tell me you haven't actually used that line.
No.
In the heat of battle. Okay, good. 8-9-1 for Detroit.
So it appears that just tacking on the word bro to any saying will get you internet notoriety.
That's right. Bro.
Here's the 0-1, bro.
Bunted by Santiago. And right to Brian LaHare.
Time now to take a look at our AT&T U-verse replay of the game. Cubs already had a couple runs. Were threatening for some more with a runner at third base when Rick Porcello made a nice grab of a comebacker off the bat of Starlin Castro. See what's possible with AT&T U-verse high-speed internet. AT&T rethink possible, bro.
Swing and a miss. Fastball strike. I feel like it's actually warmed up since we started the game. Maybe a couple of ticks. Wind is still blowing lightly off the lake. Got him. Strikeout number 5 for Garza. Let's take a look at our Ford upcoming Cubs schedule. After tomorrow, the Red Sox come in for the weekend. Cubs go to the south side of Chicago, then play at Arizona before coming home to host the Mets and the Astros. Ford, manufacturers of more fuel-efficient vehicles than any other brand. Check them out at your local Ford store or online at localfordstores.com. We are back here Monday night from U.S. Cellular Field on the U. Game 1 of that 3-game series. A tweet from Silver says, Len and Bob, I read all your tweets in your voices. Is this awesome or a sure sign of going crazy? I'll go with the latter. I think technically natives of Michigan are now Michiganians, but I still prefer Michiganders. And there are a lot of them here in the ballpark.
Growing up in Ohio, we called them something else.
As you can tell me during the break.
Yeah.
Deep to center. Campana is going to have room. It's the deepest fly ball of the night, but it's just a long out halfway home on this Wednesday night. 2-1 Cubs.
Bank, member FDIC.
Top of the order now for the Cubs. Starting with Tony Campana. Ground ball to Peralta. Just got him. Nothing's routine when Tony Campana's running.
That's definitely what you want to see Tony do. Hit the ball on the ground, force the defense to make a flawless play to get him at first base. But I would still like to see Tony bunting on Miguel Cabrera. He was a third baseman earlier in his career. That was many, many pounds ago, many years ago. I got to make him pick up a bunt every time Tony Campana comes to the plate.
Starlin's due for a hit. He's down to 299. Joaquin Benoit drawing with his spikes in the dirt out there. There's a base hit. We'll get Castro back up over 300. I want to recognize your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers for their support of local youth baseball leagues. Through the Chevy Youth Baseball program, the local Chevrolet dealers support over 30,000 young ball players in their communities. These local Chevy dealers provide leagues with equipment kits, instructional clinics, and financial support. From the big leagues to the youth leagues, Chevy is truly the official vehicle of baseball. Now DeJesus, who has walked and grounded out. Fielder holding on Castro over at first. Starlin takes off and DeJesus fouls off. Not surprised to see him go. He hasn't been on base the last couple of days. He's itching to go, and plus he's got to catch Tony.
Yeah, Tony Campana getting a little bit of a lead on Starlin Castro in the stolen base race.
Castro was 16. He's in the top 5 in the National League. Campana with a major league leading 21. I don't think I'm going out on a limb here, and Campana hasn't been in the big leagues that long, but so far I think we can say he's not a guy who's probably going to have a 400 on base percentage, but if he did and played every day, I think he'd steal 100.
I think that's well within reason. Yeah.
I mean, if he had a career year in terms of getting on base and played every day, I think triple digits would be no problem.
You know, the thing that will occasionally slow down a base stealer from approaching ridiculous numbers are blowout ball games one way or the other, where it really doesn't make sense strategically to try to steal bases, although there have been base stealers in the past that ran regardless of game situation.
Well, DeJesus out on strikes. You can tell he wasn't too happy with Larry Vanover's call. Let's see. Sinker trying to come back and hit the inside corner, and I guess about a fifth of the ball did. I was talking to a couple of guys around the batting cage, Bob, about that particular pitch. Soriano shoots that one into the corner. Castro will be sent by Pat Listash, and he will score. 3-1 on a double by Soriano.
Hanging breaking ball that time by Porcello, and Soriano's all over it. Our Nissan drive of the game, a double into the left field corner to plate Starlin Castro all the way from first base. Starlin with a quick peek out there to see what's going on. I have no problem with that. I have a major problem with this. That has to slow you down looking back over your shoulder, exactly the opposite of the direction you're running into. You've got to trust your coaches. You've got to trust your teammates. Get to a Nissan dealer for great deals on innovation you can count on. Innovation for all.
Soriano will come around to score his 1,000th career run as Brian LaHare drives him in on a sliding double, 4-1.
Brian LaHare loves that pitch down below the knees. Golfs this one toward the gap in left center field.
Congrats to Soriano with a milestone 1,000 career runs. Back-to-back 2-out, 2-run doubles. Gets away LaHare trying to get to third. Laird's throw. Not in time.
I'm not sure who would win a foot race between Gerald Laird and Brian LaHare, but this time Brian LaHare gets the better of it. Looked like a little bit of a cross-up right there. Laird had his glove turned the wrong way.
Fly to left, Delman Young will put it in his pocket, and that'll end the inning. Cubs with 2 in the second, 2 in the fifth, and lead 4-1. Top to bottom. Just about the whole lineup pitching in for a limited time. Get exceptional lease deals on a new 2012 BMW 3 Series. Visit ChicagolandBMW.com for more information. Cubs leading 4-1. Soriano and LaHare with back-to-back RBI doubles. And Matt Garza starts the 6th inning, having retired 8 in a row. And 11 of 12. Ground ball past Joe Mather as Bosch has his second hit.
Come watch the Cubs as they battle to beat the Red Sox on Sunday, June 17th at Wrigley Field. Game time is 7:05, but be sure to arrive at the field early. The first 5,000 fans will receive a Cubs Stadium seat cushion, compliments of Serta. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Miguel Cabrera with a ground ball. Mather booted it literally. Everybody safe. There could have been a double play. Instead, the Tigers have 2 on with nobody out. That's an error on Joe.
Ideal double play ball, 2, leading Mather right to his target at second base. Just got up in the glove, hit the heel, bounced out. He ended up kicking it to Darwin Barney, who had the presence of mind to at least check to see where Cabrera was in his trip down that first base line, but no chance to get an out.
Not a very good time for that either, with Prince Fielder digging in. And he has been deadly with runners in scoring position. Came in hitting .400 in this spot on the year. In the air, Campana with a long run, but it'll be Soriano to make the catch. So an aggressive Prince Fielder making it out on 1 pitch. Big first out for Garza.
Huge first out right there. Those are the situations where Prince Fielder normally makes that opposing pitcher really work to throw a good pitch to get him out. He chases a fastball well up out of the strike zone there. Harmless little pop up into left field. Big first out.
Slider away to Delman Young. Barney won't get it. Base hit. Bosch around third. DeJesus is going to throw to third. Cabrera is safe there. It's 4-2. Close play there as Mathers tagged a little bit late. Delman Young with an RBI hit.
Jammed a little bit with a fastball in, but another guy in this Tigers lineup that's strong enough to muscle the ball into the outfield.
Weird slide by Cabrera. He actually hit the bag with his hand, not his foot.
Yeah, his body was actually sliding where Joe Mather was positioned defensively. Normally you try to slide as far away from a potential tag as you possibly can.
Now Peralta, who's 1 for 2 tonight, 10 for 24 lifetime against Garza. Ball 1. It feels like a college football game right now. You've got fans of both teams chanting. Slider strike. Kick and the pitch. Slider low. Garza trying to work around the error on Joe Mather on a potential double play ball. And that's major trouble. It's going to get all the way to the wall. Cabrera scores. Young coming around to tie the game on a 2-run double. Johnny Peralta ties it up.
Peralta's second base hit of the game. This one a lot bigger than the first one. Got a fastball right down the heart of the plate and spanked it into that gap in right center field.
I'll tell you what, errors have been a huge factor in this series. Peralta's 2 errors in the 8th leading to the winning run. And the Mather error here tonight in the 6th. Opening up a big inning for Detroit. Still only 1 out. Laird looks at a strike.
Laird's had an ongoing conversation with Larry Vanover all night long, both defensively and offensively. He felt that pitch was out of the zone low and away. It looked like it may have been.
And he bunched to third. Mather playing back. He's just going to barehand it, and everybody's safe.
Laird showed bunt on the first pitch, but you see Mather backpedaling as Garza went into his set position, so Laird drops down a perfect bunt to the left side.
Now Santiago with Don Kelly on deck for Porcello. Well, Detroit overcame a 3-run deficit last night to tie it up before the Cubs won it late. And they have done it again tonight. Brian Villarreal up in the Tiger bullpen. That one missed badly. He hasn't missed a whole lot. He's thrown a ton of strikes tonight. And Manny Corpus grabs the ball in the Cubs pen. Tigers scored 4 in the 8th inning Sunday night to come back and beat the Reds 7-6. They were actually down 6-2 in that game. So they have been a comeback team here the last 3 games. Back to Garza, who knocks it down, and he will underhand flip to Brian LaHare to get the out. The Tigers take the lead 5-4 as Santiago gets his second RBI on a ground out.
Garza, being a strikeout fly ball pitcher, is not as accustomed to fielding his position out there. We know he's had some issues throwing to first base. That time the shovel toss on a good hop to Brian LaHare to at least get the out at first base, but the Tigers take the lead.
And it is the pinch hitter Kelly for Porcello. Popped up. Darwin Barney calling for it, and he makes a catch for the out. 4 runs in the inning. And Detroit now with a 5-4 advantage. Soriano's hit in 9 straight and scored his 1,000th run tonight. Cubs led 4-1, but a 4-run sixth turning the tables. Johnny Peralta, big numbers against Matt Garza in his career. Visit your local Chicagoland Honda dealer today and test drive a 2012 Honda Accord. Barney, Mather, and Garza due up against new Tiger pitcher right-hander Brian Villarreal.
24 strikeouts in 16 1/3 innings pitched. Only surrendered 10 base hits. His average fastball this year sits right at 97 miles per hour.
Made his big league debut last year. And there it is, 97 and a strike on Barney. Porcello, 5 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs. Barney pops it up. Fielder near the tarp makes the catch. He knows this field and how much foul territory there is, as well as any on the Tiger roster.
Prince wouldn't let anything as small as a tarp get in his way anyhow. He just pushed that back into the bleachers if he had to make the catch. Never took his eye off the ball.
How do you like the hairdo? You got it going on.
They got to go for the dreads with the beard too.
Swing and a miss by Mather. Adrian Cardenas on deck to hit for Garza. 2 of those runs were unearned in the top of this inning. Well, Bob, I thought early on Garza's stuff was as good as we've seen it all year. He didn't walk anybody tonight. Unless the Cubs get a run here in the 6th, he would be on the hook for the loss. Still a long way to go. I think what it tells you is just how impressive and how difficult it is to throw a no-hitter. To be that good at least 3 times through the order.
And anybody who's ever thrown a no-hitter will tell you you need a lot of luck as well. You need your defense to be in the right place. You need them to make all the plays behind you. Catcher's got to have smart fingers on that night and recognize what you have working, what you don't have working. It's not an easy thing. Even when you have your best stuff, it's not easy.
Garza with 1. Ball dropped by Laird. Justin Verlander has 2 and was within a couple of outs earlier this year against the Pirates of his 3rd career no-hitter. Foul tip, strike 3.
Hey fans, tickets are still available for this Friday and Sunday as the Cubs battle the Red Sox right here at Wrigley Field. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com, call 1-800-THE-CUBS, or visit the Wrigley Field box office.
Here's Cardenas, the pinch hitter. We'll see Manny Corpus in the 7th. That's not fair. 98 on the black.
Well, close to the black. It's one of those fastballs that's close enough to the outside corner. If the catcher catches it right in the middle of the pocket of the glove, makes that good smack sound back there, you're going to get a call from an umpire from time to time. Got just a little bit of tail on that fastball. He throws it so hard it doesn't have much time to move, but Laird squared it up right in the middle of the mitt. Made a loud pop in the glove as he caught it. Larry Vanover got caught up in the moment, called it a strike.
Well, the guy in the ballpark who can throw the hardest of all the pitchers on both teams is Justin Verlander, but doesn't mean he will tomorrow.
He will pitch. That may mean throwing as hard as he can at times, but we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
Outside.
And there was a time in his career where he tried to throw every pitch as hard as he could. But now he pitches.
Cubs will counter with lefty Travis Wood in the series finale. Adrian Cardenas obviously has family and friends sitting in the upper deck just behind the Cubs on deck circle because he's put about 7 souvenirs into that section. Still 1-2. Got him that time. He went with a power slider at 87. And the Cubs go down in order in the 6th. Hold it. Hold it.
forever.
Hold it. Okay, at ease. Manny Corpus with a slider strike to Austin Jackson.
Now, you may be saying that a lot, Len. Manny Corpus throws a lot of sliders. That's his go-to pitch. He'll mix in a fastball on occasion just to set up the next slider.
Just his 4th appearance since coming up from AAA. Well, how you feeling, partner? I know you've been battling something.
Yeah,
You sound great.
That's good to hear.
Well, maybe you have what the Reds have. It's going around their clubhouse. Cubs had it earlier this year. Seemed like everybody was ill. Called strike 3.
Hitting the road, take the Cubs with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Cubs out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Cubs.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
Bosch 2 for 3 with a run. The paid crowd tonight is 41,326. Bob, if we had 264 more fans jammed into Wrigley Field, it would have equaled the attendance of Game 7 of the 1945 World Series. Now, the configuration of the park was slightly different back then, but by and large it's the same ballpark. 41,590 watched Game 7. Some 67 years ago. I'll tell you, talking to a lot of the people around the Tigers, some of the media covering the Tigers, they want to come back next year. They say, well, why do we only come here every 6 years? They are just in love with this place. Of course, they were at Tiger Stadium forever. And it's really neat to talk to baseball people who only get here every 5, 6, 7 years. They really cherish coming to Wrigley Field. Brennan Bosch crushes that ball to deep right in the corner, and it's in and out of the basket, a home run to make it 6-4. Bosch just found out it was a home run. That ball bounced back onto the field. Well, that is the first home run this year that has gotten into the basket right in front of the new LED board.
Seventh home run of the year for Bosch. Got a slider down and in. He kind of posed at home plate for a little while and then realized David DeJesus was sprinting over into the corner to make a possible catch. Then he started sprinting around the bases about the time the ball landed in the basket in right field.
Actually hit the board, then the basket, and back onto the playing field. Cabrera with a smash. Castro throws it first, and he got him. What a play. A one-hop, hard shot. I don't know how Starlin was able to flag that one down, but he did and got the out. That's a big league play right there.
Well, that ball was absolutely scalded. He actually catches it behind him as that ball was headed into left field. A little extra pop of the ball in the glove before firing across to get the out at first base.
Low for ball one to Fielder. Slider strike. Clevenger's setting up shop toward the inside, and the comeback sinker missed. 3-1.
We've had a chance to talk to Dale Swaim about Prince Fielder and what a good hitter he is. Not just a power hitter, just a good hitter. Gets jammed, but fights that ball off into center field. A fastball up, he fights that off. A lot of times power hitters, they're either going to hit the ball out of the ballpark or they're going to swing and miss. Prince Fielder makes contact, puts the ball in play, and because of his strength, he's going to get his share of homers. He's going to get his share of bloopers.
And also willing to take a walk. It's the first walk issued by Cubs pitchers tonight. And it brings up Delman Young. High deep drive out in the left center. Campana makes a catch in front of the 368. Chris Chelios with a stretch.
Former Chicago Blackhawks hockey star Chris Chelios.
All right, this one goes out to Ron Sano and his family. We love you. We miss you. All right, Chicago, let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root, root, root for the. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's. The old ball game. Thank you, Chicago. Love you.
Pleasure to see Chicago native Chris Chelios in the booth with us. I think within the next year or so you will get a call from the Hockey Hall of Fame, and nice to see you, Chris.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great to be here. What a beautiful night.
It really is. When you check out the playoffs, I know you're currently working with the Red Wings. Do you still get that itch to get back out there when it counts the most?
I do, until I step on the ice in the summer with my summer league beer and brat league and can't move. So I'm right where I'm supposed to be right now. So it's good.
Campana bunts, but Cabrera able to snuff it out as he makes a catch for the out. We saw you hanging with Kerry Wood. I'm sure it's a little odd for him to sit and watch a game right now. There's that transition period, isn't there, when you go into retirement?
Absolutely. And I called him a couple of weeks ago and asked him if it would be strange, and he wasn't sure, but he said, listen, I got to do it sooner or later, and he wanted to watch the game, and it was such a beautiful night. But what a great career he's had. And I broke into Chicago in '91 when Kerry started, and we've been friends the whole time. So like I said, he's a class act and a great team guy.
Well, you had the Stanley Cup here a few years ago at
Wrong
Wrigley
team,
Field.
though. The
Yeah,
wrong team
no, I
again.
know. But the Kings winning the Stanley Cup, they were the 8th seed, had an amazing run through the playoffs, and it's good for that franchise. They've been around a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I was really happy for Daryl Sutter, obviously, having the Chicago ties and played for Daryl. But just watching the game, same thing. You see a team win, the celebration, it was great. And like you said, yeah, it's good a West Coast team won it. And,
you're probably hearing from all your friends, right? You probably got a lot of Kings fans who are friends of yours.
I had tickets for that 4th game, and I was in Malibu, and I'm saying, why would I want to go watch someone else win it? And thank God they lost, because that's the biggest buzzkill to lose a game like that at home. But like I said, they're enjoying it. My friends loved it, and you could see the celebration after the game.
2-strike pitch on Castro is outside. So you enjoying your new role with the Red Wings?
I do. I'm mostly in Grand Rapids working with the minor league team. It's just a 2-hour drive. Actually, my son's playing Michigan State, so it's halfway there, so it works out perfect for me. So I'm really enjoying what I'm doing.
1-2, yank, foul. But I know it's always great for you to be back here in Chicago, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. My parents are still here, my sisters, and there's nothing like this city. I've been very fortunate in Detroit. I've been treated so well by the Ilitch family and the Red Wings. So, that's my spot right now. My kids are still in school there, and so it couldn't work out any better.
1-2 the count on Starlin Castro. One fouled back. I'm mentioning Mike Ilitch, the owner of the Red Wings and the Tigers, and sparing no expense, he handed Prince Fielder a huge contract in the offseason, and I know it would be very, very important to him to win that World Series in Detroit, considering how many cups he's won.
Right. Well, the only thing Mike Ilitch cares about more than, or Mr. Ilitch, I should say, cares about more than winning is his players and his athletes. So, no better owners that have, the Wirtzes were great to me. And like you said, Mr. Ilitch, what he's done for that city, keeping a team, whether it's hockey or baseball, being a competitive team, he showed the fans that, he's in it to win.
Good battle here. Castro fouling off a bunch of 1-2 pitches. And Brian Villarreal. Have you ever gotten in the box and faced like a 97-mile-an-hour heater? I'm sure you saw a lot of shots like that with a puck, but have you ever tried to hit?
Not that. No, not 97. I'll let this pitch go, and then we'll talk after this. Not 97, but I don't know if you remember Kirk McCaskill played for the White Sox for a while. So we went and took, BP, me, Bernie Nichols, and Joe Murphy at the old Comiskey Park, and he scared the snot out of us. No way I touched 90 anything. And just knowing there's that, element of being hit by a pitch. So, they've been nice to us over the years, like putting in some pizzas, but, I can't hit a ball.
I think a hockey player could hit a good sinker, as Castro couldn't hold up. Hey, last thing before we let you go, Chris, the Rangers blocking shots. I mean, seriously, putting their life in jeopardy almost on every shot. You blocked a lot of shots in your career. If you were a coach, is that how you teach it these days?
You know what? I'll be honest with you. There's a goalie for a reason. He's the guy that's supposed to block the shots. Plain and simple. But these new coaches got this whole thing about, just collapsing. And if the goalie doesn't see it, he has no chance of stopping it if it does get through to him. So, my last 2 years, I broke my leg twice blocking shots, and I'm totally against, what the Rangers are doing or other team that does that. It's just, but it's different. It's just the way the game is now, and the no hooking, the no holding, collapsing. It's it's just different for me, and I believe in brains, like thinking a little bit and not just laying in front of a puck. So,
yeah, I would think most brains would tell the body, don't do that.
No,
that hurts.
It's not right.
And DeJesus did go around. Chris, thanks for stopping by.
No,
great tribute to Ron
guys.
Santo.
No, I love the Santo family. I got a chance to meet his kids at the fantasy camp on my 50th birthday this summer. Greatest time, and that's a tribute to Ron and his family. What a great person he was, and his kids are living proof.
Thanks for stopping by, Chelly.
Thank you,
Always
guys.
a pleasure. It's Chris Chelios will be in that Hockey Hall of Fame here very soon. 0-2 to DeJesus. Inside. That's an interesting answer. from a defenseman on blocking shots. Jairo Asensio up in the Cubs pen. Fly ball, Bosch diving catch in right center. What a night he's had as he robs De Jesus to end the inning. That's our buddies Buffalo Tom with a recent hit, Guilty Girls. And that's our Bud Fan Cam brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds. That's what we're playing tonight. I hope you learned the chords. Just listen. You got it?
Oh, yeah.
Jairo Asensio is on here in the eighth. Two and one on Johnny Peralta. Manny Corpus's line, all ones.
All ones.
Yep. One inning, one hit, one run, one walk, one strikeout, one home run. De Jesus on the move. The slide, can't get it. Fair ball. That ball gets all the way to the wall. Peralta to third, where Gene Lamont points at the base. That's a triple. Good effort by De Jesus. Got over near the sidewall, couldn't get it. And then it was off to the races for Peralta. He's a homer away from the cycle.
Any outfielder playing right at Wrigley Field, you have to use that slide to protect yourself when you get over there close to that side wall. There's no way you can continue to run after that ball. Continued to slice away further and further, stayed fair, got away from De Jesus, allowing Peralta to motor all the way around to third base.
So leading by 2. The Tigers try to tack on as Laird takes a slider outside. Cubs bring their infield in. Two and 0. The slider over that time, 2-1. Asensio and Corpus, recent additions to the bullpen. Orioles have won 4 in a row, 7-1 the final over the Pirates tonight. Pirates have lost consecutive games for the first time in over 3 weeks. First and third, nobody out. Santiago 0 for 3, but he has 2 RBIs. I've asked this before. I wonder what the single game record is for RBIs without a hit. For ball 1.
You know, Len, if we were playing the Twins tonight, you could almost be assured you were going to see a safety squeeze right here. Runners at first and third. That's a play the Minnesota Twins love to use.
Brewers too.
Brewers as well. Yeah, bunt that ball. If the runner from third thinks he can make it home, he comes on down the line. At worst, you get runners at second and third with 1 out in the inning.
Talked about the Reds battling illness. Well, they beat Cleveland anyway tonight, 5-3. 2-run homer by Brandon Phillips, making it 58 straight games with at least 1 home run at Great American Ballpark. And I'm informed by our associate producer Doug Stanton that Ben Petrick, I assume he would have been with the Rockies, had 4 RBIs in 2000 in a game versus San Diego without a hit. 4. Swing and a miss, so Santiago 0 for 4 with the 2 RBIs. In case you're curious, Petrick had RBIs on 2 groundouts, a sac fly, and a bases loaded walk. So if you go 0 for 3, Bob, but you knock in 4, you've got to consider that a pretty good night, right?
Oh, yeah. Bottom line is getting teammates on the plate, right, and winning a ball game.
Quentin Berry pinch hitting for Villarreal, who was really good in 2 innings. Mets beat Tampa Bay 9-1. R.A. Dickey with a 1-hitter. First 10-game winner in the major leagues. He has a shutout streak at 32 2/3 innings.
That's remarkable for a knuckleball pitcher. It's such a fickle pitch. Some days you feel it, other starts you don't quite have it where you want. Even during the course of a ball game, it will come and go. But for him to have the kind of run that he's had with the most unique of pitches, That is truly remarkable.
He set the Mets record for consecutive scoreless innings, got it to 32 2/3, gave up an unearned run in the ninth to stop the streak. Jerry Koosman in '73 went 31 2/3. R.A. Dickey not only is a knuckleballer, he's 37 years old, and he leads the majors in wins. Two-one pitch outside, 3-1. Red Sox beat the Marlins 10-2 to take 2 of 3 in that series. Marlins finished their homestand 1-8. They were outscored 56-17. Squeeze. It was a suicide squeeze, and it's bunted foul. On a 3-1 pitch, Peralta took off, and Barry fouled it away.
You'll notice the runner from first base does not go. I don't really understand. If the guy from third is going on a suicide squeeze, you would assume the guy at first is going to run too.
And the third to first move worked last night, as Alfonso Soriano was picked off by Max Scherzer in the 6th. Fireworks down at Navy Pier. Well, we're getting into that season. Another foul.
Well, just as a civic favor, we should ask the people at Navy Pier to wait until the Cubs are hitting to shoot off the fireworks.
Falling into a deep sleep.
Oh, I love me some fireworks now, I'll tell you that. We don't need any fireworks here. How about a ground ball right at somebody?
Another 3-2 to Barry. Bounced up the middle, base hit. Peralta in to make it 7-4.
One bouncer gets by Asensio, and with the Cubs infield drawn in for a potential play at the plate, neither Castro nor Barney able to react quickly enough to knock that one down. RBI base hit into center field.
Austin Jackson flies out to DeJesus. On the play, Laird tagging. And moving to third. 2 down. It'll bring up Bosch, who has 3 hits, including a home run. The thing about tonight, Bob, you notice who's been really quiet? Cabrera and Fielder. Then everybody else, they combined to go 1 for 7 with a walk and a run. And it's been the Brennan Bosch, Johnny Peralta show.
And even though Cabrera and Fielder have not had what you would consider good nights, I guarantee you, if you talk to the Cubs pitching staff, Matt Garza, Manny Corpus, and now Jairo Asensio, you can't assume they're going to continue to have a bad night. You've got to make good pitches on those guys all the time.
Barry will steal second without a throw. Base hit left field. Laird, and Barry is out. Jim Leland's going to come out and argue. Looked like Larry Vanover was screened a little bit. They do get one more, and the Tigers lead 8-4. In the inning, you think Larry Vanover got the call right, but I'm not sure he saw it.
He used his Superman X-ray vision to look right through the back of Jairo Asensio and make the call. There is absolutely no way he saw that play at home plate as he comes around the Cubs reliever to make the call. I think he did get it right, but he had a 50-50 chance.
So here's Soriano, the Cubs trailing by 4 runs. Tigers have scored 7 times over the last 3 frames. Popped into shallow center. Jackson will get there. Well, we will have the fireworks show here on WGN on 4th of July. It's a little tease.
I like those.
Fireworks to you is like shiny jewelry.
I'm telling you.
You are mesmerized.
You know, traveling on the road with the ball club, many times in the cities that we visit, they have fireworks shows on the weekends or whatever the case may be. And it's always a big rush. Everybody wants to shower and get out of here so we can beat the crowd after the fireworks. Yeah, I used to sit out in the dugout and wait till the fireworks were done, wait till everybody went home. Have a beverage or two. I'll see you later. You can hustle on back to the hotel. I'm going to stay here and watch fireworks.
We will be in Atlanta on the 4th of July. Six o'clock Central Time on WGN. Two and one on Brian LaHare. Jose Valverde up in the Detroit pen. Carlos Marmol cranking it up for the Cubs. He got the win last night.
He's not avoiding the batter. He's avoiding Carlos Marmol warming up in the bullpen. If the ball would happen to get away from the Cubs catcher down there, that third base coach's box is right in the line of fire. So Pat Listash backs up a little closer to the Cubs dugout so he can avoid any wild pitches from the bullpen.
Swing and a miss on a changeup for strike three. Two away. Adam Dunn was scratched from the White Sox lineup tonight. He has a sprained right ankle, and the White Sox lost to the Cardinals 1-0. Paul Konerko hit into a game-ending double play.
Well, Mama Listash didn't raise any dummies. That's why Pat was standing over close to the dugout.
Lance Lynn got the win, 10-2 for the Cardinals. Beat Jake Peavy, who went 7 innings and gave up just the 1 run. Carlos Beltran with his 19th home run. That was in the 3rd inning, and it was a game winner. A 1-1 to Clevenger is a strike. Benoit, the veteran right-hander, signed a 3-year deal prior to last year. Former Ranger and Ray, now Tiger. It's a ground ball to Fielder. Benoit covering, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. The Tiger bullpen 9 up, 9 down, and 4 strikeouts. Set up a rubber game tomorrow. Cubs led 4-1, but the Tigers have scored 7 unanswered. And here is Carlos Marmol. Sharply hit ground ball between Mather and Castro and into left. First hit of the night for Cabrera. Tigers now with a dozen hits. Fastball away to Fielder.
A lot of matchups in the past between these two. Prince Fielder, 19 career at bats, 3 hits against Carlos Marmol. Carlos has struck him out 7 times.
Pounded on the ground. Well, you said it earlier, Fielder just takes these vicious cuts. Like he is angry at the ball.
I think Fielder would probably be the left-handed hitter that takes that kind of a hack consistently, and I think the American League, Nelson Cruz, is a right-handed hitter. Takes a similar swing from the other side of the plate in the other league.
Fielder makes the first out of the inning. This was a slider. It never really was in the strike zone. So Matt Young pinch hitting for Benoit. Felled by that foul.
Got him up high on the leg. The shin bone just below the right knee.
Well, I'm sure former Cub outfielder and our colleague Todd Hollinsworth watching tonight saying, yeah, I remember that. Suffered a fracture a couple of different times fouling a ball off his shin. Outside 2-1. Matt Young made his big league debut with the Braves last year. Signed with Detroit as a minor leaguer in November. Swing and a miss, strike 3. We're back here, WGN Sports on the U. Monday night from the South Side. Cubs and White Sox open up a 3-game series. White Sox losing tonight. They dropped to 18-10 on the road. They're actually under 500 at home, 16-18. What a night for Peralta with a single, a 2-run double, a triple, and has scored twice. Last Tiger to hit for the cycle, Carlos Guillen, August 1st of 2006. That slider backs him off the plate. 3-0. And he takes ball 4. Laird has reached 3 different ways. Hit by a pitch, a single, and a walk.
The single came on that bunt. We showed you a replay at the time. Joe Mather, after Laird showed bunt on the first pitch, was playing in even with the baseline, backpedaled into a better defensive position, and Laird dropped out a bunt on the second pitch. Picked that one right out of Steve Clevenger's glove that time. About hitting behind a runner. Gerald Laird hits behind the on-deck hitter.
The 1-2 called, strike 3. So Marmol strikes out the side. Last chance now for the Cubs, trailing by 4. Budweiser, great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Pepsi Max. Visit MLB.com/Pepsi Max for your chance to play ball against some of the greatest baseball legends of all time. The games begin at MLB.com/Pepsi Max. The Illinois Lottery. Do you believe in the power of possibility? The Illinois Lottery. Anything's possible. And by Ford, manufacturers of more fuel-efficient vehicles than any other brand. Check them out at your local Ford store or online at localfordstores.com. Cubs trail by 4, so this is not a save opportunity for Jose Valverde. He's given up 1 earned run over his last 9 innings. Got off to a slow start after a perfect year last year in terms of save chances. Recently made a little mechanical tweak in his leg kick, which has really helped. His pitching coach Jeff Jones was looking at video, and a little over a week ago noticed that his leg kick was a little too slow. He has not allowed a base runner since that little change. And you've got the spitball incident. I've seen the slow-mo replay. Nobody will know because the other night in Cincinnati, he put his glove up to his mouth. It appeared as though he was going to spit. The ball was in the glove. So he says he wasn't spitting, that it was hot in Cincinnati and he's sweating a lot.
He's basically just a 2-pitch pitcher, a fastball and a split finger. The split finger, for all intent and purposes, reacts the same way a spitball would.
MLB, I guess, will not discipline him.
I'll tell you, this is quite a choreographed thing he's got going on. When he pitched for me in Arizona, he was just a youngster, and you could already see the beginnings of some serious obsessive compulsive behavior. Had to step on certain steps as he came out of the third base dugout to go down to the bullpen. He had to take a certain number of steps in fair territory, a certain number of steps in foul territory. You watch, he goes through the same routine when he gets the ball back from the catcher. He'll touch the bill of his cap, the back of his cap, the bill of his cap, the back of his cap.
Well, that routine worked for him last year. 49 for 49 in the regular season, led the majors in saves, and then went 3 for 3 in the playoffs. So would he feel like he's pitching naked if he wasn't able to exchange the ball to start an inning? I mean, what would he just totally lose it?
I don't know. That just painted a bad mental picture for me personally. I don't know. Who knows what gets into guys' heads? Baseball players are very much creatures of habit, and if they believe they need to do certain things in order to be effective, and you take those things away from them, yeah, for some guys it affects them in a bad way.
Drastic shoulder turn. He gets ready to deal. 2-2 on Darwin Barney.
He's got good stuff, no question about it. His average fastball's around 93, 94 miles per hour. He can get up in the upper 90s on occasion. A nasty, nasty split-fingered fastball. But for me, what really sets Valverde apart from other closers and other relievers is that short arm delivery. Hitters talk all the time about how the ball seems to jump on him. You feel like you're getting a good pitch to hit. You see it well out of his hand, but before you can get the bat into the hitting zone, you're either jammed or you swing and miss.
Fielder and foul ground for out number 1. To say the Cubs have not had much success against Jose Valverde would be a huge understatement. In his career, 24 2/3 innings against the Cubs, he's allowed 7 hits and 2 earned runs.
That's pretty good.
Mather 1 for 3 with an RBI. But unfortunately, a key error in the 6th inning, as the Tigers got 4 runs to take the lead. 2 of those runs unearned. And a strike. In 2007, when he was with Arizona, the Diamondbacks won 7 of 9 against the Cubs, including the division series. Valverde recorded the final out in every Diamondbacks win against the Cubs that year. Foul tip, strike 2.
Kind of funny how he got his nickname as well. And back in the 03 season, Jim Traber, former major league player, was doing the television games for the Diamondbacks. And Valverde, as you can imagine, with all his histrionics out there on the mound, became a big fan favorite. And Jim Traber got caught up in the emotion of the moment and called him Papa Grande. I'm not bilingual, but I'm pretty sure that means big potato. But it kind of stuck, and Valverde liked it, and that's pretty much what all his teammates and friends call him. We used to just call him Big Loco.
Mather lines out, and here's Reed Johnson with 2 outs. Reed with another hit in the pinch last night. And is now 8 for 17 as a pinch hitter with a home run. He's tied with Mike Baxter of the Mets for the most pinch hits in the majors. Oh, 2.
I think his name is Tony.
Yeah. Never seen a Tiger with a baseball cap on, a real one. Back. Cubs 4-game home winning streak on the line. Base hit. Reed Johnson is doing something that's very difficult to do. Give you quality at bats as a pinch hitter.
It's one thing to give you a quality at bat, another thing to get quality results with that pinch hit base hit. Now 9 for 18 on the season, 500 as a pinch hitter for Dale Swaim.
Tony the Tiger.
Not so great.
There's Campana, cornerman in, and he punches that one in the left. Back-to-back 2-out hits.
Tony Campana has strengths and weaknesses. He seems to handle the ball down much better than pitches up. Just drops the barrel of the bat on it. That time flipped it into left field for a clean single. Giving Starlin Castro another opportunity here with 2 outs in the ninth.
Starlin Castro way up in the air, deep left center, and it will be caught by Austin Jackson to end the game. What a play by Jackson into the vines. And the Tigers win it 8-4. Boy, you mentioned this last night, Bob, about Austin Jackson. He can go get him in center, and that is a dandy of a catch.
There's a lot of great center fielders in the game right now, but you talk to scouts who watch major leaguers on a daily basis, they'll say this guy is the cream of the crop with the glove out there in center field, and proved it right there on that blast off the bat of Starlin Castro.
So he bails out Valverde, and we will have a rubber game tomorrow. The final score tonight, the Tigers 8 and the Cubs 4. We'll have more from Wrigley in a moment.